Welcome back. In this video, we'll be talking about certain cool things that we typically do when we handle SQL queries. This happens when you are handling multiple tables and getting a certain report out of what we need. Going by the same examples that we have, we will compare products and then product categories and then do some cool stuff on that. Things like the in filter and also nesting of queries will be involved here. So let's start with seeing what the data is in the various tables. So I'll just do select star from products, and the second thing would be I'll select star from product categories. Okay, from product categories. Oops. Just give me a minute. Product categories. So if you look at it in products, I've got a table, I've got a field called product category. And in product categories, I have got a field that is shop ID. Okay. So if somebody asks me that what are the products that are listed in the shops that are there in Mumbai and Bangalore, in that case, what do I do? First thing is that in categories table, I have got shop ID. I don't have the shop name. And similarly in products table, I have the category ID. I don't have the category name, neither do I have the shop name, right? So first thing that I would need to do is I would probably select star from shops where shop name in. I'll do this as it was mentioned, Bangalore and Mumbai. So it tells that wherever the shop name is Bangalore or it is Mumbai, give me the shop IDs. Okay. So this will say that, okay, shop name in. Okay, well, this is actually a curly, that's a parentheses and not square braces. Okay. Now if I run this, here it gives me that shop ID 1 and shop ID 3 are the ones. Okay. This is the in filter. This is a very, very handy filter that comes and you'll be using it extensively in your analytics work. If somebody asks me, tell me the shop IDs where I sell garments or fashion. So what I do is I go to shop categories and then I would search here where the category name is fashion. So what I'll do is that I'll do select star from product categories. Okay, or here I select say shop ID, shop underscore ID from categories where category name, that is category name equals to fashion. So this way what will happen is, wait a minute, this way what will happen is it will tell me the shop IDs that are 1, 4 and 5 have fashion, they're selling fashions in their shops. Now if somebody asks me that tell me all the categories that are sold in shops where fashion is also sold, then what do I do? First thing that I do in this case is that I first of all get the shop IDs, that is 145, and then I say that select all the categories, that is from the product categories or all the product categories, and then I say where category ID or the shop ID, sorry, where shop ID is in 1, 4, 5. Okay. If I run this, here you see all the categories came up. Okay. Now, here in this example, everything is very distinct, right? Categories are not repeating, it's a primary key. So this solves. In case you had you encounter a database where it is not as cleanly defined as it is in our example, then what you would rather do is that you do a distinct query here and say distinct product category ID. Okay. So this way, you'll get all the category IDs that are there in these shops. Okay. Now, I don't have to run this to get the output of 1, 4, and 5. Instead, what I can do is I can pass this query in this thing itself. Okay. Now, let me further break it down. Like, if somebody asks me, you have 5 shops. Okay, yes, I have 5 shops. And in some of them, you are selling fashion. Yes, I am selling fashion in some of them. Now tell me, in the shops where you are selling fashions, what are all the products that you have listed? So, in this query, I know all the categories that are being sold in these 3 shops, right? Now I want to see all the products that are sold in this shop. So what I'll do is in these shops. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do a select star from products, and then I say where category ID or product category, that is the name of the field, and I say this is in this logic. Okay, so this gives me all the categories that are sold in these 3 shops, isn't it? So what are products belong to those categories? Those will show up here. So if I run this, I get all the output. Okay. Further to it, I can again, instead of writing 1 for 5, I know that the output of this is 1 for 5, right? So I pass this thing within this and then run the query, right? So this way also I get 67 records and this solves the purpose. Now, the question that comes to my mind here is that this is too cumbersome to write, isn't it? So let me make it easier for you. Now, somebody asks me, tell me the same question. Okay. All the shops that you own, of them, the shops that sell fashion, what are the different products that are sold there? Okay. Let me break the question down into different sections. This is how I would think to approach this problem. First thing is that I need to find out all the shops that sell fashion. So find all shops that sell fashion. Once I have found all these, then the next step I would do is that I would have to find all the product categories that are sold in these shops. Okay, find all categories sold in the shops found in step 1. Now that I know all the categories that are sold in these shops, all the category IDs, I would rather call that way, category IDs, I need to find out all the products sold in that belong to the category IDs found in step 2. So how would it solve my purpose? First thing is, the question was all the shops that sell fashion that belong to me. So this query would be select star from or select the category, the shop IDs, right? Select shop ID from uh, product categories, isn't it? Where category name equals to fashion. So this will tell me all the shops that sell fashion, isn't it? So this is a capital P and I run this query. So this has told me, okay, shop ID 1, shops with ID 1, 4, and 5 sell fashion. Now, in these shops, what are all the categories that are sold apart from fashion or including fashion? In that case, what I'll do is select star from product categories, right? Categories where shop underscore ID in these 3. These three would be the output of the first query, isn't it? This query. So I'll copy and paste it here. Okay. So this way, since this is everything is covering in one line, I write it this way, or else I would have broken down and indented them. So here it says that select star from product categories where shop ID in this list. So in this case, if I run it, I see 13 records have come. So these are the categories that are sold in shop ID 1, 4, and 5. Of these categories, what all products are listed? That's the third part. So I would do that like this. Select star from products where product underscore category in the same observation comes again. This thing I'll copy and I paste it here. Now I would indent that, and this makes it much simpler for me to extract. What happened here? Okay, product underscore category. There's some spelling error, I guess. Okay, category. Okay, and I run it and select star from products where product category in. Okay, now this is a funny thing here that happens and most of us face. Here if you see, the output of this is only one column or one field. So this considers it as a list, and something like 1 comma 4 comma 5, it considers that as a list. But when I do it this way, when I do a star, what is happening is it is returning me a table. Now this query is unable to understand that what product category in this entire table, which column should I check it, or should which column should I compare. This query got confused. That is where instead of star, you need to pass the field name that matches this one. So in this case, product category ID is the one that I need to select. So I would write product category ID. Okay. And then here, if I run it, it gives me only one column, which is considered as a list of number of integers in this case. Then I run this, and here you see 67 records. Remember, there also we had 67 records earlier. This one, sorry, not this one. Select star. Okay, this one. This was the one, and I run it. 67 records. It's exactly the same. So this is how you build the entire query. Uh, Always remember to break down the problem, take one stuff at a time, and then you can build queries on top of it. So if you look at here that I am nesting a select query inside this select query, and then this entire query, I'm nesting it within this. So this is like a decent way of understanding data when it comes to you calculating it. Okay, of course it has its own space and time complexities, but that is something that you would encounter when you're having, say, tens of thousands of or hundreds of thousands of records of data. But SQL engine or any RDBMS engine are powerful enough to handle those things. So not to worry much. For simple, straightforward solutions, you can do it this way. And for if you want to improve on the complexity side of it or the performance side of it, there are other ways of handling it, which is I would say ultra advanced tutorial on SQL and beyond the scope of this tutorial series. That's it. Thank you.